And here is your main headlines. Capture of Osama bin Laden in Blackpool. Teenage pregnancy at a high. Brian Allgood, the Grand Magician, comes to town. Blackpool scores a dazzling goal.
Today, Osama bin Laden has been captured in the unlikely town of Blackpool. He was spotted by passers-by, and Blackpool police got straight to the action. This is Peter Jackson with more.
We've been on Osama bin Laden trial for weeks for his part in the war against terror. We've put our best men on the job, and in the end, we pulled it through.
Thank you, Peter. Hard to believe that this miraculous arrest has occurred within our small town. And as P.C. Harper said, hopefully we can all live in a safer place knowing this man is no longer a threat. Sarah?
Thank you, Michael. It appears that a few patients from Victoria Hospital Psychiatric Unit have escaped last night. Here's Peter Marshall with more.
Here is the CCT footage captured by our cams at approximately 3:42 p.m. last night. As you can see, according to our map results, they jogged all the way from the hospital to the very heart of Stanley Park. And no worries, because the security guards brought them to safety as they were found here by the Stanley Park Lake.
Now teenage pregnancy is at a high, according to the last case study, and it doesn't seem to be going any lower. Here's Johnny Blaze with more.
And the least expected town for teenage pregnancy is at the highest peak in Britain, and at the moment the birth rate for Blackpool is up to 5,000 people a year, but by 2020 they say that the rate will be 20,000 a year. Here's what the passers-by had to say when asked.
I think there'd be a lot more housing, there'd have to be a lot more housing, and I reckon the tax would go up around Blackpool because of all the housing, the benefits and all that.
Well, you've got to remember that if you do tend to have your children young, you tend to be of, well, a lower social class and tend to have less income. And so therefore you're more reliant on benefits and so forth, and therefore you don't have the cash to spend, which has a direct effect on the environment. And also again on housing as well. You're more likely to be in bed and breakfasts, rented accommodation or council accommodation.
Here are the statistics for our local birth rate according to our local scientists for this year, and all the way up to year 2020.
And finally, the youngest street magician in the circle, Brian Allgood, comes to town. The 18-year-old has been performing magic since he was 6 years old. He first made his fame when he went to a convention with his mother and father, and he stunned the boss of his father's firm when he performed what magicians call the sponge ball trick.
Here is some footage of young Brian performing a few tricks around Blackpool from about a year ago to some of his friends. Watch their reactions and prepare to be amazed.
Prepare to be amazed. Watch as the card selected soon appears in the bottle.
Put it in the deck, ready? What would you say if I was going to tell you it's going to be vanished? Watch this, ready? Point the camera over out towards Claire. Watch this, ready? Look in your drink. Look in your drink.
Oh my God! Wasn't that something?
And actually, we have the privilege to have him sat right next to us in the studio this evening.
Hello, how are you?
So when did you first start doing magic?
I think I first started doing magic when I was about 6 years old at a kid's birthday party, and I fooled a couple of people, so I became a more student of magic, you know, and I'm only 18 and now I'm in the magic circle, so it's quite a privilege, really. I'd never actually thought that I would achieve that much in that space of time.
What's the best trick you've ever done?
I'd have to say the best trick that I've ever done was when I was about 12. I was visiting some friends in Ireland, and I said, watch this. So I picked up this, it's a bit gross, I know. I picked up this blade and I actually disconnected my head and had the eyes moving about and everything. It was amazing, and I just put it back into place again, and I was fine. And they're like, whoa, how'd you do that? And I'm like, I have no idea, you know, it's just a skill as such, you know.
Wow.
How does it feel to entertain?
Well, I think it's great to entertain. I mean, I like to entertain pretty much wherever I am, but in particularly, I'd have to say Blackpool is a great place for it because you know, got all of its rides like the Pleasure Beach, and because it's like a place for entertainment, really. And it makes a change from performing on the stage. I can be out in the street and just be myself, really.
What do you plan to entertain next?
I think the next place that my agent has set up for me to perform is at the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas. And actually, that's probably the best place I think I'll be able to visit, because my two inspiring magicians started there, like David Copperfield, Houdini. So yeah, it's going to be quite fun. I'm going to spend a few weeks there, I think, in June. So
who are your biggest influences?
I'd have to say that my biggest influences were Michael Amar and the newest one, David Blaine, really, because I think I liked what he did in the box. I liked what he did when he froze himself in the ice, and I think he's natural at what he does.
So, Brian, can you show us a trick?
Yeah, I'm sure I could. I've got some cards here, and these cards are extra special because I don't use these to perform on just anybody. In fact, I hardly take them out the house. These are tiger bicycle cards, and magicians like them because the smooth finish makes them easier to handle. So I'm going to show you, put that card in there and hold and put your other end on top, and it's on top and keeping it close so no one can see. So just keep it like that. Okay.
Okay.
Now here's the most important. Before you say, you must know what card you have in your hand. So what card was it that I gave you? Without looking, you have to remember.
Two of diamonds?
Right, two of diamonds, right, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you another card. Now watch this. Here we go. See? So you see the two of diamonds? If I do this, if I do this just right, see how the four clubs just jumped up?
Wow.
Now, if you open your hands and look at the card,
oh my God.
It's the two of diamonds.
You whiz.
Thank you. That's just like one out of the many I do, but I just, yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
So, are you just going to do the tricks around Blackpool?
No, actually. Well, I think I'm going to do tricks here and there and everywhere in Blackpool for the local, really, just to like put a smile on people's faces, you know, a few more, and you know, I think it would be a great highlight for the town, possibly attract many more tourists or that sort of thing. So.
Well, Brian, it's been more than a pleasure having you in our studio.
Thank you very much.
If you want to see Brian, he'll be around Blackpool for the next month.
And now for sport. Blackpool FC stays in the first division after a miraculous last-minute goal.
And welcome to our daily sports headline. Here is the exterior of the Blackpool's football stadium, where the very miracle itself took place as the miraculous player scored this absolutely astounding goal. Even fans from Scotland all the way over to New Zealand reported through local radio stations to say what they felt. Here is Blackpool's most popular player, Mr. John Williams, scoring the goal of the year. His records are at their peak over any player in Britain according to the national football charts. And as in every good case, his fellow players gave him a traditional pat on the back. Here's what fans in the local pub had to say.
I'm here at the Swift Hound in Blackpool. I've just been to see the game, and I can tell you, what a game it was. It's calmed down a bit now, but earlier today, the Blackpool fans were going wild. There's still one here who's been here all day.
Red Bull sponsors BRN News. And now for our worldly weather report. On the poles and of northern Russia, we have some ground-breaking temperatures of an astonishing 0 degrees and even worse, 45 degrees Celsius below. Ouch. But no worries, as we slowly move from the east to the western hemisphere, we have strong blizzards within Greenland, Iceland, and most, of course, Canada. But for any of you who hate the cold, you're going to absolutely dread this. As we slowly zoom down to North America and we look at a cold front covering the North England region as well as the Rocky Mountains and the states of Minnesota and Iowa, But don't worry, as we're going to have a clearing within the next 48 hours, apart from the occasional flurry along the western states of Utah, Nevada, Arizona, and Canada. We will also be seeing some sunshine within the next 72 hours. But as we slowly move along down to South America, we have a flurry across the Andes. But for anyone in the right-hand region of Patagonia in the Valdez Peninsula, you're in luck. As we slowly pen across the Puerto Merdin and Argentina, all the way to Cordoba, we have a nice sunny highs of 30 and a low of 25. Thank you, and that's the weather report.
All the latest news.
You can visit Sky News Interactive, or you can visit our website at www.brnnews.co.uk. Thank you for watching BRN News, and of course your hosts, Michael Hewitt and Sarah Hornby.